What's up, everyone? I'm your host, DJ Hamilton, and welcome to the visual version of DJ Sports Show. Usually record here in my car. Hopefully one day I do get a nice little room where I can have my own stuff and sports stuff in the background, but I want to do a YouTube version, so that's why I'm recording this quick segment today. I'm doing the 2021 Hall of Fame class. I'm going over the players that will be inducted this weekend, some legendary players we have here on this list, and then we're going to get right on into it. But first off, if you're listening on audio platform, on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, you name it, Apple Podcasts, you'll find the link to the description, and I'll put in my podcast description the link to my YouTube, and you guys go tune into that if you want to quickly look at the visual version or whatever, and so forth. Same thing with the visual version here on YouTube. I'll put a link to my podcast link, and I'll put it there as well. And make sure, if you haven't yet, check out my website. I made a website where I have my podcast on there and also sports blogs of other sports as well. I'm going to do tennis, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, you name it. I want to continue to separate myself, continue to get better and bigger. So that's what we're trying to do here, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll leave a link to my website on both platforms, my podcast on Anchor and also here on YouTube. So you guys could check it out on the thumbnails and tell your friends about it. I want to continue to grow and get better. And subscribe. It's free. Like and comment on articles. I want to get y'all feedback, and I would love to know what you guys think. So yeah. I'm going to get into the 2021 Hall of Fame class now. It's not star-studded as last year's lauded Hall of Fame class that had 3 top 20 players of all time. The late great Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett. But we still have some all-time greats. First off, I want to start off with Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce, ladies and gentlemen, the truth. The truth. That's his nickname that Shaq gave him in 2001 when he dropped like 40, 50 points on the Lakers' head in the Staples Center. And Paul Pierce went on to have a great career. He became NBA champion, Finals MVP in 2008, 10-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA, 1 second team, 3 third teams, and he's one of 22 players with over in NBA history. NBA that's had thousands of players, over 4,000 or 5,000 players that have played in this league. One of only 22 with over 25,000 career points. That is crazy. You get disrespected all you want. Since he's retired from the game, he's said controversial stuff on ESPN. He got fired from ESPN. He's a LeBron hater, this and that. But you got to respect this game at the end of the day. He's truly one of the best scorers we have ever seen in the league and one of the best to ever do it. He was clutch as they come, whether it was that game winner on Al Harrington in the playoffs talking that trash, that 25-point comeback in one of the most greatest comebacks in NBA playoff history against the Nets in 2002, led by him and Antoine Walker in that fourth quarter against the New Jersey Nets, led by Jason Kidd. That was crazy. They were down by 25 points, and they came back. Or you can even talk about the 2008 finals when he was just balling out, or even the 2008 semifinals against LeBron James in that historic Game 7 performance when he dropped 48 points to LeBron's 44 in that Game 7 in Boston TD Garden when he came up clutch, man. Diving on the ball, calling that timeout, and securing the game, man. He clutch shot, matching LeBron basket for basket, and that's what he was doing. Paul Pierce is definitely, for sure, first ballot Hall of Famer. He deserves to be on this list, man. And congrats to him on making the Hall of Fame. I can't wait to hear his speech this weekend. He's definitely one of the funniest players ever. Even though he has some controversial stuff, he's definitely a funny guy and a guy I would love to hang out with. Chris Webber. Number 4 member of the Fab Five. They changed the game, college landscape forever. They pretty much epitomized what college basketball is all about. He was the best member of that group. He had the best NBA career by far. I love Jalen Rose, great NBA analyst. Chris Webber had the best career. It was not even close. 5-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year winner in 1994. 5 NBA teams, 1 first team, 3 second teams, and 1 third team. And he led the league in rebounding in 1999. And he led that wherever he went, teams won. When he was on the Bullets, they were making the playoffs. The Warriors, they were making the playoffs. When he went to the Kings, is when he really started winning. When he went to the Western Conference Finals, that team he led to the Kings 2002 Western Conference Finals had a chance to make the finals if it wasn't for freaking Tony Dungy, whatever his name is, that rigged the game and for the Lakers to go to the finals that year. Because those Kings teams were special. They had Mike Bibby, Petar Stojakovic, who I think should be in the Hall of Fame. He was a tremendous shooter, 6'10", could shoot the lights out, had a handle, and he was an all-star a few times as well, and has a championship. and one of the greatest international players of all time. You had Doug Christie, a rugged defender. You had a lot of guys on that team. Bobby Jackson was good off the bench. Like, you had some players on that team. Brad Miller. Chris Webber was the best player on that team, and he revolutionized what the power forward position we see today. A guy who can handle the rock, a great playmaker. He will be probably by far the best passing big man in the game today. Probably second behind Jokic. Let me not forget about Jokic. He'll probably be the second best passing big man in the game if he was playing today. He was that great. He really revolutionized power forward position in a golden era for power forwards that had Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, Rasheed Wallace, him, like Mari Stoudemire. The list goes on about how many great power forwards were in the 2000s. Arguably the best position in the league at the time, along with shooting guards that had Kobe, A.I. Vince Carter, T-Mac, and Dwayne Wade. But yeah, Chris Webber, man, member of the Fab Five. They changed the landscape of college basketball forever. He'll ever be remembered for that. And I think they should definitely pay their dues to the Fab Five, what they did for the game of college basketball, and to Chris Webber. They need to retire his jersey and give that man his damn respect. I think he should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. It's long overdue. He was eligible since 2014, and he finally gets in 7 years later. They've been holding a grudge against him. I think it's kind of disrespectful that he gets in now. But it's better late than never, right? So Chris Webber definitely deserves to get in the Hall of Fame. And I can't wait to hear his speech. Next up, I have Chris Bosh, two-time champion with the Miami Heat. The big three Miami Heat that changed the game forever in the NBA. That had Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. He was the third fiddle on that team. He was integral to their defense, protecting the rim. He hit three-pointers, spread the floor for them, for Dwayne Wade and LeBron to operate in the paint and making plays for others. And he had that big rebound in 2013, the kick out to Ray Allen. Everybody talks about Ray Allen hitting that shot. There's no Ray Allen shot if Chris Bosh doesn't get that rebound. Let's be real. If Chris Bosh doesn't get that rebound, that does not happen. And then he's going to lose that championship. And the Spurs, Tim Duncan will have 6 rings right now. It'll be 6-0 like MJ. Chris Bosh, I know Ray Allen was integral to hitting that shot, but there's no shot if Chris Bosh doesn't get that damn rebound. That was probably the biggest play of his damn career. Like, Chris Bosh was a perennial 20-10 guy. I kind of find it surprising he only has one All-NBA team in his career. But when I look at that, I'm like, okay, I forgot. Played in the greatest power forward era ever. Era that had Tim Duncan, Garnett, Webber, Nowitzki, like I said before. All those guys were ridiculous. And Warren Stoudemire too. In his prime, ridiculous. He played 5 power forwards, all played in the same era as Chris Bosh. And then you had other forwards that came in after him, like Blake Griffin and Kevin Durant. So he didn't really get a chance to make All-NBA teams like that. Like, all due respect to Chris Bosh, all those guys, except for probably Amar Stoudemire and Blake Griffin, are better than him. But he's still a great player. There's nothing wrong with that. All those guys are just upper echelon. They're Nowitzki, Garnett, Tim Duncan, Kevin Durant. Like, those guys are just different unicorns. But yeah, he's made some big plays in his career. It sucks that his career got cut short due to blood clots in his lungs. He only played 13 years in the league. He probably could have still played today, because the way he could shoot the ball, he could definitely still play today. If he, given his health, he definitely could have still played today. But yeah, salute to Chris Bosh, one member of the big three, finally getting the Hall of Fame. Salute, man. Loved watching him play. Next up on us, we got Ben Wallace, former Detroit Pistons, member of the Bad Boys 2. Those Pistons teams in the 2000s that made 4 consecutive Eastern Conference Finals trips. 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, tied for most in NBA history, along with the Kevin Mutumbo. 4-time All-Star, 5 All-NBA teams, 3 second teams, and 2 third teams. 5-time All-Defensive First Team, amazing, and 1-time All-Defensive Second Team. He's by far one of the greatest shot blockers and defenders we have seen in NBA history. And he led the league in rebounding twice. And he's an NBA champion. He was very integral to that Pistons team that made it to the finals in 2004. He gave Shaq trouble, the business. Maybe it's due to Shaq being out of shape at that time, but still, guarding Shaq is no easy feat. And that's what he did. Ben Wallace was 6'9", undersized for a center, but he was strong as hell. You guys need to go see his old photos. Biceps, that dude was strong as hell, man. His low post defense was astonishing how amazing it was. It was amazing. He can guard the best of them in the post and rebound with the best of them, and defend at the rim among the best that we've ever seen in league history. He wasn't the best offensive player. Obviously, he averaged literally under 6 points a game for his career, like 5.5 points per game. But what he did on the defensive side of the ball and rebounding wise, and how integral he was to his team for winning, is what got him in the Hall of Fame. And they also made the finals in 2005. Excuse me. They lost to the Spurs against Tim Duncan, but the fact that he led his team to back-to-back finals appearances, that he was one of the best players on his team, along with Chauncey Billups, who should be in the Hall of Fame hopefully next year, along with Vermont Ginobili, speaks volumes to him. I think he was the second best player on that team. I think it was Chauncey Billups first. I think he was the best player on those teams, then him, and then probably Rip Hamilton. Like, those guys were really, really good. Some people say they weren't superstars, but they definitely were Hall of Famers in my opinion, especially Ben Wallace and Chauncey Billups. So salute to Ben Wallace on getting to the Hall of Fame. Big Ben. Getting to some WNBA players now. We got Yolanda Griffith, 6'3" point guard. She was a WNBA champion for the Sacramento Monarchs in 2005 and won the Finals MVP. WNBA MVP. I was looking this up earlier on Wikipedia. 8-time All-Star, 5 WNBA teams, 3 second and 2 first. 2-time rebounding leader at 6'3". 6'3" is pretty tall for a girl, so that's pretty good. And she led the league twice in rebounding, 1999 and 2001, and was Defense Player of the Year in 1999. So salute to Yolanda Griffith on getting to the Basketball Hall of Fame. The last player I think that's made the Hall of Fame is Lauren Jackson, another WNBA player. She has so many awards, and I was looking at her Wikipedia page. WNBL, like 5-time WNBL MVP. The list of awards goes on and on, but I'm just going to stick to some WNBA for her because her list is GOAT level. 3-time WNBA MVP, 2-time champion, 3-time scoring champion, Defensive Player of the Year in 2007. She was something to behold. She was 6'5". She could shoot with the best of them. She could get to the rack, spin moves, all that, finish with both hands. She was a delight to watch. And salute to Lauren Jackson on getting to the Hall of Fame, man. All these guys, man, ladies and gents, salute to all of them for achieving what every basketball player dreams of, man. Being decorated as one of the greatest to ever play the game and among the greats. So have your legacy last forever. So salute to all these players on getting Hall of Fame. And shout out to Rick Adelman, that coach who coached those Kings team with Chris Webber when they won a lot of games during those runs, and they're in that era. Salute to him. He's getting the Hall of Fame. And then Bill Russell, as a coach, is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, even though we all know the great Bill Russell is. He was inducted to the Hall of Fame years ago. So salute to him, those guys as well, on getting inducted to the Basketball Hall of Fame. And salute to all these inductees. And I can't wait to hear all their speeches. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe below. And check out those links, man. My podcast link, if you're listening on YouTube, check out the podcast link. I'll leave in the thumbnail, and my website, I'll leave in the thumbnail as well. Tell anyone you know who likes sports. I'll have sports blogs, and my podcast will be on there. So like and comment on articles. Subscribe. It's all free. I'm trying to grow my business. Hopefully one day I do make money from it. But I hope you guys really tune into that. If you listen to the audio version, make sure check out the YouTube if you want to. If you want to see the visual version of me talking about this segment, I'm only going to do visual for this segment because I know basketball like that off the dome. I don't have to do no research really. But yeah, man. And then I'll leave my website also on Anchor as well, audio platform. So you guys on Spotify, Apple, hopefully it'll be on there so you guys can tune in as well. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this segment of the podcast, and I'll see y'all soon.